Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy B Webb, Westside Hoops TV. Hey, we got a great show for y'all this week. We got my man Schea Cotton in the house. Stay tuned. Westside Hoops TV.
When I first saw him, I was like, there's no way that this dude is the same age as everybody else.
We were all trying to be as big as Schea Cotton.
Cotton with a great pass, Oh, and the reverse.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy B Webb, Westside Hoops TV. Hey, we got an amazing show for y'all this week. I got my guy Schea Cotton in here to talk about his documentary, Manchild. Well, shoot, let's just jump to it. What's up, brother?
Good, how you feeling, man?
Man, shoot, everything's good. Hey, shoot, just jump right into it, man. Tell the folks where you from.
Grew up in the San Pedro, LA Harbor area, to be exact, by way of Long Beach.
Oh, okay. So, Schea, kind of describe the community that you grew up in your youth.
Volatile community, hardworking people. The gang and the drug element was very prevalent at that time. A lot of blacks and Hispanics was warring and stuff like that in the city, and then black on black crime too, just like a lot of the stuff, the LA epidemic that a lot of kids are dealing with today in the inner city. I faced them same realities at that time.
Right. That's most of the kids growing up in the inner city, they see that same thing. So how important was it for you, basketball, that element of playing basketball, how important was that for you growing up?
It was crucial. It was like a safe haven for me. It was like my sanctuary. I became in love with it. I mean, I think I was a baseball player up until the time I was 11. I was always curious about hoop because I would play even though I was playing baseball still, like on the playground, and I felt I had a knack for it, some kind of skill. And when I took it serious at 12, that was it. I just catapulted at such an alarming rate because I always played up and wasn't scared of the competition.
So you played baseball, right? Any other sports or just?
Not just baseball. I did a little track, I think, in middle school, and I was pretty good. Did some long jump, and some sprints and stuff like that. But I wanted to be so great in basketball. I put the extra time in training-wise. Off the court, I did a lot of stuff, whether it was running in sand dunes, whether it's running on a track, jumping rope, lifting weights. I mean, shooting the basketball, playing one-on-one, breaking the game down, breaking my body down, watching countless hours of tape. I put the time in.
Okay. So growing up, who were some of your sports influences? Like who kind of motivated you to get out there and do your thing?
Growing up as a kid, I had an older brother, 2.5 years older. He was definitely played a big part, in my development and me taking the game of basketball to another level because I got a chance to look at his experiences being 2.5 years older,
right, and
kind of help mold me in my decision making. And I like guys like obviously being an LA guy growing up here, loving the Lakers, the Showtime era. I mean, I love watching Magic and Worthy and B. Scott. I mean, Kareem, that right. Team was unbelievable.
That's Showtime right there. You don't got that type of basketball no more.
Oh, man, I miss it so much. But, them and right. Guys like Ron Harper, I mean, I respected what Jordan did, but I really like Ron Harper for some reason. He had like a grace about him before all the knee surgeries.
Yeah.
He was nice, man. So guys like that.
Okay. So growing up in the AU circuit, who did you play for?
I play for SCA now. It was PTI then.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of guys, went into the league out of our program, but I feel like I set the table, for a lot of guys to come after. It really set the bar high, in the AAU circuit.
Right.
Made a name early.
Mm-hmm. So how big did the coach's role in your life play? Really having that mentorship.
My coach's role in my life was big when it came to basketball. I had two parents, thank God, that wanted to raise law-abiding citizen, good person of work ethic and integrity.
That's good.
And they accomplished that. My AAU coach was instrumental in my basketball decision-making, on the court and different things in life when it pertained to basketball and the business of it around the sport.
So Schea, you played for these teams and they was top elite teams, so you got a lot of chance to travel real young. How did you traveling to all these different places young, how did that shape your mind growing up?
Traveling from a young age, I think, really helped me develop and grow at an alarming rate because, you learn on the move. You're not just being able to transition into different cities and different hostile environments to be able to play the game of basketball in the AAU circuit. You had to compete every night. It was no nights off. And, we traveled nice. We stayed in, nice places, Marriotts and stuff like that from a young age. So I learned how to conduct myself as a professional from young and realized that, I inherited like a gift and I had to work extremely hard.
Right.
And I felt like I had to carry the team on my back when the bigger the game, the bigger I played. And that was my whole mentality. So like what I'm doing today is to embody that and show these kids and hopefully, touch them one at a time,
Yeah.
where they can have that same thing and be the best they can be.
Well, shoot, you just mentioned it. The bigger the game, the more you step up. Is there a game in particular you really can remember? Like, man, this was a game that I really had to step up.
I would say number one would be when we played against Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce in Las Vegas in the UNLV North Gym. That was a real battle, man. I mean, I wasn't even in the tournament. I was at home in summer school. My AAU coach, Pat Barrett, called me and said, "Look, we need you," and told me who was coming and sent a ticket. The deal was done. I live for those moments, just being like a consummate competitor.
Yeah.
And that's something that money can't buy. That's the part I miss about the game more than anything.
Yeah, you step up to the challenge. All right, Schea, so you playing with all these top elite teams young, so you did a lot of traveling. How did all that traveling kind of shape you as a young man?
Traveling from a young age, it helped me grow up fast. The AAU circuit is like a fast-paced reality. You have to perform on the move, and you have several games in a weekend, in and out of state, international now. Sponsors, handlers, you've got groupies and the expectation out of this world. And I felt like I handled it, with class and the best that I could, considering what I had to work with. I mean, my parents weren't people that was creating NBA players. They just wanted hard-working, law-abiding citizens that were people of integrity and work ethic. And I feel like they accomplished that.
Yeah. So also with that being said, at every level I've seen you play, because we were kind of in the same age bracket, and I've seen your career grow up from in LA. At every level I've seen you play, there's been a confidence level you play with that just, it was really unmatched. Where'd you get that confidence from?
I think from young, just really testing myself, always raising the bar, never really playing against guys my age, wanting to play against the older guys, bigger guys, stronger, quicker. Because that's when I really could test what I was learning, what I was applying, on my level with my peers. And I wasn't scared of the physicality. I think I was getting beat up and knocked down to the floor when I was playing on the playground at 11 against the older guys, and they looking at me like, I dare you call a foul. So, it helped toughen me up. And I was a slender kid at that time, long and lanky.
Right.
And now today the game is more finesse, but I wanted my other kids that I'm involved with our program to embody that. That's very important, just in life in general.
Okay. So kind of just give us a brief walkthrough of your career, because you had a very successful career from young, started off young. So kind of walk us through from the AAU to your college.
Well, my career started real early. On a national level, I was known through ESPN by the time I was 12, through Scholastic Sports America and the Sun-Kissed Kids. It was the biggest thing back then before social media. ESPN's the worldwide leader in sports, so that was the bar, and I'm like, I'm here. I've arrived. Now it's time to really go to work. So
you got the cover, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, at 15, I'm on Sports Illustrated. There was just so many things that was happening at such an alarming rate. It was like I had to scratch myself sometimes, like, is this really happening? Seeing the lights on all the time, people around you don't know, everybody wants to be your friend. I was getting propositions to train kids at 15. They want to pay me $150 an hour. I'm like, I'm working to be better myself.
Right.
What do I look like trying to train somebody, show them how to play? And I got a lot of work to do. So I was just so driven. I had an older brother that really pushed the bar, and raised that level for me to never get complacent. And, he would beat on me, and I had to take my lumps there. We play one-on-one, and, he'd get the best of me. And then eventually I start growing and maturing, and the one-on-one matchups start balancing out. And at that point, we had to stop playing one-on-one because we start going to blows, and my mother told me, if y'all gonna fight, we can't have it. So we just train together, push each other that way, and then, we play pickup with each other on the same team, and we develop a chemistry.
So tell me, what's your take on AAU basketball today, man?
My take on AAU basketball today is it's diluted. There's so many teams, so many tournaments, so many opportunities, plus social media included. It's affected the game. The game isn't as pure and as genuine, and guys don't have that drive that we embodied in my era when I was coming up.
Right.
I think it's something to be said for that. We need to get back to the basics, and the notoriety and exposure is good, but when you put the product out, what is it going to look like? And I'm more, involved with production. I'm more interested in results rather than the look and the pizzazz. That's all good, but it's the game of basketball. Exactly. You keep it simple and build.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, now I'm thinking about it, man, you must be pretty excited, man. You got a film that's in the film festival right now. It's in theaters, you know what I'm saying? We was blessed to, you know, get a little peek of it, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So kind of tell us about the movie. What are we looking for?
The movie is powerful, man. I mean, without giving it away, it's a must-see. You know, I feel like we're batting 1,000 right now. I think that the YouTube is over 30,000 at this point. It's close to it, if not. And you know, everybody that sees it, they want to do something. It touches everybody in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a real story. It's not just really about basketball. It's a humanitarian story.
Right.
So I want people to really get a bar of my drive more than anything. No matter what I faced, I just kept going, and I think anybody can learn from it.
Mm-hmm. So the movie's titled Manchild. Where'd that name come from?
The Manchild moniker came from the writers, man. They gave me that name early on. I guess they said I was a man amongst boys, but that goes back to what we talked about, you know, just playing up all that time and really exposing myself and pushing myself. I think it showed when I played against my peers.
Mm-hmm. And also, what kind of inspired you, or what was your motivation to actually get the movie up and going, and what was your vision for it?
When I was finishing up my pro career after playing almost 10 years, you know, traveling Europe and playing all over the world, I wanted to do something more than what I did when I played. And I felt like I did a lot from a young age, but I wanted to affect the youth and like leave a legacy. So, you know, a couple producers came to me, and at the time it wasn't right. And probably, I'd say probably 10 years back from now, like 2006, is when the existence really became a reality. You know, there were scripts and stuff at one point, and then it became a reality, and we started with a rough cut that my initial investor wanted to put out, and I wasn't happy with, so I wanted to move forward, you know, and make sure it was done right. And we wound up going in a different direction, and my investor now, Dr. Howard Mango, you know, I love him to death. I mean, he believed in my vision, and, you know, we're in this space today. And moving forward, it's like you can do anything you put your mind to. And I think that's what's more important. Like, I was blessed with so much. I did a lot. But, you know, my career was rerouted. God had a different plan for my life. So, you know, I accepted that, and I feel like I'm operating in my purpose today.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of good people who actually had some hands in there. Who were some of the people that helped, you know, make this movie a good success?
To start it, Jason Hart, you know, my childhood point
shout
guard.
out Jay Hart. Yeah, Inglewood.
Childhood point guard. Growing up, he got it started. And, you know, just everybody, the whole cast, you know, our true group, the media team that produced it, they did a great job. They brought it, you know, I mean, the vision is, I couldn't have painted a better picture, you know, the way they put it together. And, you know, like I said, my investor, Dr. Howard Mango, who's the EP on the product, has been huge. There's several people, all the NBA personnel, my mother, my father, rest in peace, you know, he passed away during the project, my brother, just everybody involved, my AAU coach, Dino Trigonis, who's a Long Beach guy. Yeah. You know, there's several guys that's in here. I don't want to, you know, forget anybody, but life is crazy for me now. Today is completely different. Yeah. You know, I remember being the #1 player in the country, and I remember being the whooping boy too. And then now I'm removed from playing and tipping 40. You know, my birthday's this weekend. Yeah. I'm so thankful to be in this space. I think Manchild is something that is going to be around for a long time. You know, we got an AAU team now, 12U. Yeah. Just won our first tournament this past weekend, so I'm excited about what's to come.
Okay. Well, shoot, you already spoke about it. That was my next thing to go ahead and jump on the squad. You know, tell us about it.
That's right.
Yeah, talk about it. Let's see what Manchild Elite's all about.
It's about sacrifice, determination, drive, you know, scholastic. You have to have the grades to play for me, and you have to have the ability and the heart, because I'm going to test you, you know, in practice, in games, off the court. You know, there's a certain standard to be a part of Manchild Elite. You know, it isn't for everybody.
Yeah. Like I said, we was talking about the difference in the different leagues and the other AAU programs, and, you know, trying to bring that spirit back when it was really just grind and the fundamentals. What can we look for, you know, the athletes coming out of Manchild Elite?
Complete, you know, guys that are going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played, coachable, you know, guys that are really going to make the extra pass and make the plays necessary and take the charge and dive on the floor and make the plays on every play. You know, don't give up on plays. And I tell them it's a lot about life.
Right. We gonna look forward to seeing you guys, Manchild Elite out there. We in the circuit, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Buff heads out there,
right.
you know what I'm saying? It's all about competition.
That's right.
All right, Shay. So this is the final part of our interview, which is kind of a fun part. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. What's your favorite pair of shoes of all time?
Favorite pair of shoes of all time. The Jordans with the reflectors on the tongue. It had the Jumpman in red, the reflection. I can't remember which one. 23 was on the side in the back with the air bubble below it. They were so light, so durable. I love those shoes. I put up a lot of points in them shoes, man. It was unbelievable the way that shoe felt almost like a sock.
Yeah. Well, shoot, we all about shoe games, man. So if you have any social media, anything to tag out, man, holla at the people. Let them know where they can find you.
Man, find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Schea Cotton. We on YouTube. Got my own personal channel, Schea Cotton. Go to manchilddoc.com to see the trailer. Everybody come out June 2nd, 9 p.m., ArcLight Theaters in Culver City, man. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, no problem. Hey, it's a great documentary, man. We got to pack the house out, show love, another West Coast dude. Hey, it's your boy Beware, Westside Hoops TV. Stay tuned.